This is the Roller Coaster Podcast, and I'm your host, Lucie Q. Life is a wild ride. It has twists and turns. It's scary, exciting, and downright fun. So throw your head back, arms in the air, and come along with me for the ride.
Life is like a roller coaster, baby, baby. I wanna ride.
Okay, before we get started, check out nectargrowth.com. nectargrowth.com. It's free to join, but not for long. Nectar is an extension of the roller coaster. It's where you can start your own journey of self-exploration and growth. In Nectar, you'll find different topics of interest, daily blogs, affirmations, journal prompts, and you can connect with some of the fantastic coaches that have been on the roller coaster. Soon, we'll be adding videos, meditations, live discussions, and events. Our signature course is a journey of self-improvement, and it's valued at $397. But once you join, it's available to you at no cost. So if you're feeling stuck, if you feel like you need to change and not sure where to start with Nectar Growth Network. Come join us. You know you're worth it. Now, let's get on with today's show. Thank you for joining me today. This is episode 136. I want to take a moment to thank you. I know there are lots of podcasts out there, and I am grateful every time that you download and listen to an episode. This week, I started a 3-week online program called Thrive with Jill Coit. You might remember Jill from episode 17. For me, I like to blend both one-on-one coaching and group events. With one-on-one, I can focus on specific challenges, and with group sessions, I have the opportunity to connect with new people and to feed off of the group's energy. I was really excited for the first session and just started to get into it when all of a sudden, my computer screen goes black. What the f? A quick scan of my desk revealed that my laptop had come unplugged. Okay, no problem. Quick fix. Nope. My external keyboard decided that it didn't want to sync. After trying the few batteries that I had, which were likely all dead, I decided that I had to go buy some new batteries. On the way back, I spotted the ice cream stand at the end of my road. It was a stinking hot day, so I figured, when life gives you lemons, go eat ice cream. I mean, who can stress while eating ice cream? By the time I got home, Jill's class had wrapped up, so I decided to tackle the workbook for session 1 in my journaling time the next morning. The exercises had me dive deep, and I started really looking at who I was and what that meant. Our skills, talents, and purpose, they're what make us unique. Although we're all here to experience the human journey, we're also all unique in who we are as individuals. Those individual attributes, they don't make us better than anyone else. They only make us different. We all come into this life to experience our own human journey, and I try to remind myself of this when encountering difficult individuals. Along with our purpose, we have the power of free choice, and it's up to us if we pursue our purpose or if we decide to live our lives based on society's expectations. Those who choose to live authentically have more flow in their lives, and they're able to observe how we interact as human beings. That's not to say that life is perfect. It's just a different approach. People that haven't found their authentic self, they can run into more challenges because they're working against the current. Either way, it's all part of the journey. Purpose is something that is frequently sought after, but can't be found. Purpose is something that needs to be revealed. Some people, like our oldest Liam, seem to come into this life knowing what their purpose is. Ever since Liam saw the original Spider-Man movie at the age of 3, he has known that he was destined to engage and entertain people by making movies. Others, like our youngest Ethan, their purpose is revealed through exploring their personal interests. And Ethan discovered that he wanted to explore the world and express himself through photography. Then there's those that take their sweet-ass time even understanding what purpose is. That was me. It took me until my mid-40s to even begin to ask myself important questions. It wasn't until the universe intervened and shook my world upside down that I had no choice but to wake up and pay attention. While the universe was gentle at first, speaking to me in a whisper, I was too caught up in life to listen. Even when the whisper grew to shouting, its message, it still fell on deaf ears. Finally, the universe decided to hit me with a 2x4 just to get my attention. What I didn't understand at the time was that the depression that I was experiencing was my authentic self struggling to be set free. Instead of exploring my feelings and connecting to my authentic self, I was numbed with antidepressants. Now, I'm not trying to diminish what other people have experienced with depression or shame anyone that has or is using antidepressants. I'm sharing my observations about my own journey. The discomfort, the depression that I had was because the universe was challenging me to grow. A couple of years ago, I came across a video on YouTube. Rabbi Dr. Abraham Tversky shared the story of the lobster. The rabbi asked, "How do lobsters grow?" He goes on to share that a lobster is a mushy sort of animal that lives inside of a rigid shell. That rigid shell, it doesn't expand. So, how can the lobster grow? Well, as the lobster grows, the shell becomes confining. The lobster feels itself under pressure and uncomfortable. So, it goes under a rock formation to protect itself from predatory fish, casts off the shell, and produces a new one. Well, eventually, that shell also becomes very uncomfortable as it grows. Back under the rocks, and the lobster repeats this numerous times. The lobster's instinct is to understand when it feels that discomfort, and then it knows it's time to retreat and allow for room to expand. But we humans, that's not what we do. We like things to be easy. We try to go for the quick fix. But that quick fix can often limit us. It can stop us from growing and expanding. As humans, we've forgotten that things like stress, anxiety, and depression are cues that are meant for us to explore ourselves and understand who we are. Have you ever reflected on who you are? My initial instinct was to answer this question with the standard labels that would fit the context of where the question was being asked. In a social setting, it might be that I'm a wife and a mother. In business, I might say that I'm an executive by day and an entrepreneur and podcaster by night. Spiritually, I'm a healer and light worker. The truth is, I'm all of those things, but none of them. Those labels, they represent the functions of who I am, but they are not me. Labels are society's way to categorize and clarify. Labels are also the manifestations that we create so that we can experience our journey. Episode 121 was called Lessons from the Breakfast Club, and that dives deeper into labels. And even in the few weeks since recording that episode, my understanding of labels continues to expand. What I've learned is that we are not our labels, and we should consider how we use them because they can influence how we show up. Being a mother, wife, podcaster, or entrepreneur are how I express my authentic self. And that person, she's a loving, compassionate, and empathetic soul. and I express it in all that I do. Well, at least I try to. And when I don't, that's when my vibration is lowered and the opposite is revealed. I experience anger, frustration, and judgment. Our past selves also play into who we are. My birth chart, which Angelica Matev of episode 47 guided me through, and it helped me understand that I've always been a healer, the go-to person that people sought for physical and mental care. It also revealed that in the past, I had been persecuted, hushed, and even silenced because the governing bodies at the time, whether it be church or government, wanted exclusive control. That past self shows up in who I am today. I have a hesitancy to share my authentic self because I'm afraid of being rejected, punished, or ridiculed for who I am, for what I believe, and for what I know to be true. Who I am is the same as who you are. A beautiful soul having a human experience. Take a moment to consider that. What would the world be if we saw everyone as a reflection of ourselves? Would you continue to hate and condemn people on social media? Would you continue to stand in judgment of others? Would you continue to hold on to anger instead of embracing forgiveness? Would you continue to hide your authentic self and never explore the question of who you are? We are all beautiful souls experiencing the human journey. Look at others how you want to be seen. Thank you for inviting me to join you today. Coming up next week, we have episode 137, Financial Sustainability with Miles Wakeham. Episode 138, Shit Adults Never Taught Us with Natasha Sattler. Episode 139, Head Trash with Noah St. John. Episode 140, Discover Your Inner Light with Demetra Burby. And then episode 141 will be me. Remember, your support of the roller coaster is always appreciated. If you can, leave a rating or review. It will help me reach more people. And share this episode and Nectar Growth Network with your friends and family. All of the links are in the show notes. And until next time, I'm sending you my virtually distant hugs. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Roller Coaster Podcast. Want to chat or share your ideas about today's show? Pop me an email at hello@therollercoasterpodcast.com. Don't forget to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram at The Roller Coaster Podcast. Our theme song, Roller Coaster, was performed by The Lucky Setback. Audio editing by the one and only Jeff Quigley of Quigley Creator.